everybody. Hope you're doing well, and thanks for joining us for another stream. Where, yes, as you can see by the title of the stream, we are asking the important question, because it's been 11 months nearly since TFE, and that 11 months has, for flat earthers, has mainly been spent with them asking the question, how did we fake TFE? So I'm here to let you all into a little secret. We didn't. Shh. And with that, that concludes the show, really. So, yeah, thanks for... Mike's not on. Bit quiet. Mike is definitely on. I can try and boost it. Is this any better? I am on the correct microphone. I know I'm on the correct microphone. I did check that this time. I'm getting confusing messages again, people. I've got half of you saying it's quiet, half of you saying it's fine, so I don't know. Yes, don't panic, everybody. TFE was not actually faked. But I am working on, I'm going to start working on a little project that I wanted to share with you all here tonight. Unfortunately, in trying to set it all up, I've noticed I'm hitting a couple of slight glitches. So I'm going to try and work through those while I explain what I'm doing. And I'm just going to fix my camera as well. Okay, I'm going to... People are still saying I'm quiet, so I'm going to just try making this go a bit louder. And if you was, okay, maybe turn me down a bit. Okay, hopefully that's better. Although I'm hoping I'm now not deafening everybody. I don't think those do anything, but I'll check anyway. Rusty's very quiet. Rusty is always quiet. He kind of just, you know, lies there and let me does the work. So, yes, what I was planning on doing is following the little interaction that I had with Flat Earth Reconnaissance and Vlad the other night on Jaren's channel. If you've not seen it, it was hilarious. Basically, we've got Flat Earthers still trying to argue that TFE is faked. And within that stream, I brought up quite a bit of footage that you guys probably haven't seen before. Footage like... Where is my folder? Footage like where I've taken the 360 cameras from where MC Toon had his set up at halfway point after we'd finished, and then Will set his 360 up doing a time lapse at the main camp. So they're several miles apart, but recording at the exact same time. And so what I did is it that one I want? Yeah, here we go. So I put together this, where I basically synced both cameras up. So you can see the clouds matching perfectly between the two cameras. You can see the shadows over the mountains are matching up. But what you'll also notice is the sun's position compared to the mountains is different, obviously, because the cameras are actually several miles apart and you get parallax. And when the sun is getting obscured by the clouds in one camera, it's not immediately covered up by for the other camera, again, because they're several miles apart. So I showed this to Flat Earth Reconnaissance, and I also showed another video that I've put together. Where did I put that one? Oh, snowmobile, where are you? See that one? I have too many videos now. Just too many videos. Snowmobile 1080, this is it. I'm going to turn this down. Are you going to play? Or have I got the wrong one? Here we go. So there is audio to this, but I'm not playing the audio. So this is Toon's GoPro as he's walking, basically explaining to the camera that he's going up on a snowmobile to halfway point to change the batteries in his change the battery over that's powering his 360 camera. And so I took both the real-time section from his 24-hour 360 video and his GoPro video, and I synced the two of them up together. And the fact that you can watch Toon get on the snowmobile with Scott, head out the camp, drive all the way up, and then arrive here, and then you can see his interaction, the fact that everything he's doing here is, you can obviously see on the 360, he goes over, he changes the battery over, stops the camera, and then restarts it for some reason. But again, the whole time, this one's still running, so you know that there's actually nothing been missed. And then he gets back on the snowmobile, heads all the way back the other way, and back around into camp. Obviously, that alone, like, how are you faking this in a studio or with Unreal Engine or whatever else? And basically, Flat Earth Reconnaissance was like, I don't know, but you faked it, so there we go. And then he and Vlad afterwards seemed to have a massive coping session where they were just, I don't know, having a bit of a meltdown. And then I noticed Flatzoid did about a 4-part review of our debate. And quite hilarious part, after Sam had spent 4 hours with us arguing we weren't in Antarctica, we can't have been in Antarctica, and the whole thing was fake. Sam then went on stream with Flatzoid to review the debate that he had with us, and Flatzoid's there arguing that we definitely were in Antarctica. So they can't even get their own story straight between them. You've got some saying we were in Antarctica and some saying we definitely weren't in Antarctica, and Flatzoid seems to think we faked it all using Unreal Engine. He had quite a giggle when he got to the part in the debate where I said, "You're not faking this." And he's sniggering, "Oh, of course you could fake it. You can fake anything." Obviously didn't let it play out long enough for me to explain my point, which is I'm not saying you can't fake one piece of video. You can render a fake piece of video given enough time. He brought up Gravity, and how they CGI'd the opening scene of Gravity. Kind of forgot to mention that it took him months of editing just to do that couple of minutes of an intro that was basically only ever one camera. And the thing he overlooks is we were doing live streams. So like the 360 footage and the other little bits of B-roll footage that I shot with just my regular cameras, you could hypothetically fake each one of those. The live streams, much more difficult because we're obviously there live interacting with you guys, and you guys had us. For my live stream, some of you were sending messages of asking me to show news articles on my phone, asking me about what was the score between these two teams that played like last night. So I had to Google those. I couldn't. All that couldn't have been done in advance. And Flatzoid's idea is we could fake it with Unreal Engine using ray tracing. What he overlooks is that ray tracing requires the computer and the graphics card to know where everything is in relation to every other object for it to then calculate the light. And obviously, so then all the shadows that are being cast on the ground can't be being cast by some light source. They would have to be being rendered artificially. And presumably he's thinking we're actually filming in Antarctica. Well, at some point we would have been in true daylight, and then he seems to think the sun has set, but we're still filming, and somehow Unreal Engine has magically counteracted the sunset by perfectly keeping the sun in the sky and not distorting the shadows or anything like that. So there's all these weird and wonderful ideas, but what they don't do, what they fail to do, is what a lot of flat earthers fail, an aspect that a lot of flat earthers fail at, is they just look at one aspect at a time, one little thing at a time, rather than the bigger picture. So you get into a discussion with them about gravity, they'll start making up these ideas about what might cause things to go down, overlooking that their ideas and their claims that they're putting forward don't fit with 3 or 4 different other aspects. That when you then talk about how does this work and that work and something else work, oh, well, that's something completely different. Whereas obviously you need something where everything fits together. And so I thought, I'm going to put together all the TFE footage for that 24-hour period. So that's what I'm going to try and work on. I have here, this is Premiere Pro, and I have the 24-hour video from Will's camera. This is the full original one-piece file that I rendered for him. So he sent me all of the Insta360 files, because it splits it up into either by file size or record time. So I had to stick them all together in Insta Studio and render one large file. So this is the full 24-hour period in one file, and I then had to split it up into 3 in order to get it to fit on YouTube. So I then also have downloaded, because Will's recently uploaded the second camera in the same format, the same split into 3 portions, but I didn't render that one for him. MC Toon rendered that one. So I couldn't get the original file from MC Toon, so I downloaded the 3 parts off YouTube. And then I've also, you can see here, downloaded some of the other videos that got uploaded. So I'm just hoping these are actually going to work, though, because I started hitting some problems. And this is, yeah, unfortunately, this is where my plan's gone somewhat to rat shit. Because I was hoping to put them all in together in Premiere Pro and sync them all up. But unfortunately, when I've just then gone to bring them all into Premiere Pro to get it to do it, it's for some reason spat its dummy out and said it can't import everything. So that's why I was a little bit late trying to start up. I was trying to figure out why it's not working, basically. I have got plenty of other stuff that I can be syncing up, but I'm just...
You are actually looking due south, so
yeah,
the sun
okay.
is
So
still
that's...
up, and it is to the south of us. For those of you who
that's
really
the
get into
24...
this,
that's the midnight live stream that Will did. But when I then try and bring that into here, it's not letting me drop it on the timeline. And I don't know why it's not doing it. Other than technology hates me. I'm assuming if I take that away... okay, so it will let me do it with that. but I then can't put... Oh, maybe it's because... Maybe it's because it doesn't like the huge big 360 file. Maybe that's it. Where have I put that thing now? Will's 24-hour video. Maybe that's why. Well, that's a bit of a bugger, isn't it? Tell you what, while I try and fix this one, I'll bring Rusty back onto the screen for a second. Holland notes, are you out of hard drive space? Not that I know of. No, it's like 500 gigs spare on that drive, so it's not hard drive space. I can only assume. Wonder if I close Premiere and try again. Just make sure. I wasn't sure if the computer would even handle it, given that it's a huge file to begin with. And then I'm adding several other huge files on top of it. And then I'm also trying to live stream the whole thing at the same time. So I wasn't sure how well it was going to work. But I thought it would be good to share it with you guys as it happens. If it happens. More, the idea I had was if we can put all of this stuff together, so I could get the two 360 cameras and like everything playing at one time. So obviously I've got the original 360 that I put together as would be like a base file, and then I can just put everything else onto the timeline with it. So the second 360 camera, and I could have both of those just on one side of the screen, like one above the other playing together. My 360 time lapse that I took, I could slow that down to sync up with Will's camera, so it would be playing basically one frame like every 2 seconds, and then all the other bits as well. So the midnight live stream that Will hosted on the TFE channel that we all took turns talking in. I've then got MC Toon live streamed through Solar Midnight. Critical Think had live streamed having a conversation with a flat earther in Australia. Witsit streamed the infamous Vapegate stream. I streamed. Then Will streamed again. Will also streamed, in fact, before Witsit's one, when we did the green screen bit. During the green screen stream, Toon also streamed on his Conspiracy Toons channel. Mark Herman recorded the whole thing as well, that he's then uploaded onto his channel. And then Toon also had his GoPro running, which I've got the files for here. So some of them are huge, big 4K files, and some are smaller renderings. But he basically had his GoPro on a stand, running throughout big chunks of it as well. And then obviously I was, the whole time that was going on, I was walking around with my camera, filming little bits of video footage, taking pictures here, there, and everywhere. And so I've got this idea of basically something like, if you've ever seen Lunar Module 5 or channels like that, where they take the Apollo missions and they take all the EVA footage and they sync up the photos as well, so you can see everything that's being sort of done in real time. So I'm thinking that for TFE, for the full 24-hour period, is what I was envisaging. But I've currently just got the problem that it doesn't seem to want to know me. And what's odd, in fact, is...
Bit, don't you? So.
Okay, so that is playing that bit there. And...
we're going to have a lot of people doing this, but the more we...
That works, so let's try bringing this in. Let's see if I can get this to work. No, is the short answer. I wonder, do I need to hack this down? Do I maybe need to split it into like 12 hours and 12 hours? Help if I didn't take the audio with me. Okay. That might be it. I think possibly Premiere Pro just doesn't like dealing with a 25-hour-long video. Might be the problem. The other problem I was having, which I need to then try and figure out, is when I brought the... when I tried bringing the 360s in, for some reason, it was saying it's an unsupported file type. Which is odd, because I used the same downloader that I downloaded the ones from MC Toon from, and that didn't have a problem. So what I want to do is, on a separate computer, just check, because MC Toon's put all the files up on Dropbox. I'm going to move that so you can still hear me. He's put all the 360 up. I just don't know if he's put the second camera up or if it's just the first one. That folder's empty. And that's his other one. So I'm not getting it on there. He did also put them on archive, I think it was. Where did he put that link? It's going well, isn't it, guys? You know, technology at its bleeding finest. I can work around it, to be fair. If I've not got the second camera, I can just leave a space for that. I've been having a nightmare with... He put everything on Dropbox. Ah, thanks, John Blues. That might be it. It's Premiere Pro's got a 24-hour limit, which is fine because 24 hours is all I actually wanted anyway. So I can stretch the video out to be longer than... I can make it a fair bit longer. Although it doesn't seem to want to like... I'll do 18 hours. I'll try 18 hours anyway. Here we go. So yeah, Toon sent me, he's put everything on archive as well. I'm sure I saw somewhere before that he's put 360 Cam A. I don't know which of these are his and which are published. 2014, 2014. I don't know. I will work around that some other time. Let's start anyway with what we can. So first thing I'm going to do is try and reacquire the Midnight live stream. And I am start overlaying the it's GoPro footage, the DJI camera, not DJI. It's a GoPro. Don't know why I'm putting that. Final experiment. I can't believe it's 11 months since TFE. How time flies. The chaos since TFE has been amazing. And like it's pretty much been epitomized by the reaction from the discussion that I had with Sam and the reaction thereafter, which is part of why I want to do this. Is for a video that I want to make, really highlighting how much turmoil Flat Earth is in, especially since TFE. Like they've just they're all over the place. You've got, like I say, you've got flat earthers who are saying we weren't in Antarctica, we couldn't have been in Antarctica. They want the receipts for everything. They want the boarding passes, but they don't want my boarding pass because I've actually got my boarding pass, so they don't want that. They want basically anybody else's who's not got a boarding pass. They want their boarding pass, even though we were all together. Sam, after all these trying to find anything and everything, which was basically just him not understanding cameras, I then got to a point where I just said to him, okay, well, I'd said to him from the outset, but he didn't answer it. I said, what evidence would you accept to sort of say that we were actually in Antarctica and we saw the 24-hour sun? I've got terabytes worth of photos and videos that, as you can see, as you'll see, I can put together, and his response was, oh, I need to see it for myself. I'd need to go there and see it for myself. I'm like, crack on then. And he said, oh no, I don't need to because I know it's not there. Like, okay, so why are we having this conversation then? The only evidence he'll accept is his own eyes, but he won't take his own eyes there because he knows that it's there, even though he then couldn't explain anything. Okay, let's see if this works.
And just my experience with that.
Okay. So I might have to re-download the live streams, but we can start to piece it all together. Somebody's asking if Mikey Smith still has his toes. Last I heard, he did. Probably hanging on for dear life. Right, let's get the drone one as well. That was a fun one. Particularly, like, if you look at the thumbnail for this live stream, because even as I was watching Vlad the other day, I think it was Vlad, was talking. Oh yeah, when he was having a meltdown, I think he was talking about Dave Weiss, and they were having the whole drone gate thing, and they were bringing up the fact that, oh yeah, sorry, I know what it was. It was Flat Earth Reconnaissance Weiss Files videos. I was watching Whatcast covering that, and they're talking about DroneGate and the fact that that we did the live stream to show that we weren't using a green screen, and one of the tests amongst many that Will did, like holding up various different coloured objects that would have all interacted with a green screen and didn't. Andy had MC Toon live streaming at the same time, where they're walking past each other, they're in each other's cameras facing opposite directions, and you can see there's no green screens. Will then flew his drone back. So obviously, Flat Earthers being Flat Earthers ignore the rest of the stream and focus entirely on the fact that the drone is making beeps. And then the drone stops making beeps, and then it starts making beeps. Again, completely overlooking the fact that it starts beeping as Toon is starting to walk towards the drone. But yeah, they're talking about the fact that there's beeps from the drone, which is clear indication that the drone is nearing the edge of the studio. Except if you then watch the stream and carry on, you will notice after Will brings the drone back to the street, to the laptop, I then go walking off into the distance down the path as well. But I went much further than the drone did, and funnily enough, it was. You'll see if whenever we get to this point, or if you go and look at the 360 camera and see what's going on. I'm kind of crouched down filming the drone with like kind of one of my long lenses, and then I'd watched it go a fair bit away and then come back, and I'm sat there and I'm knelt there and I'm thinking, I just know flat earthers are going to say that drone just didn't go far enough. We'd only we didn't fly it far enough away, and the wall was a little bit further. So I made a point of just literally buggering off for a long trek down the path, but making sure the whole time as I'm walking back, I'd like walk a fair bit, turn around and take a picture and have a look, and then walk a bit further. The whole time I was like, I'm making sure that where Will is, I can see his laptop. Like if I can see his laptop and it's next to him, kind of near him, I know I'm in the frame. And you can see me uninterrupted, walking all the way off into the distance, stopping, taking pictures, walking all the way back. And the picture that I used for the thumbnail for this live stream is one of the ones that I took when I went walking probably twice as far as the drone went. So I must have gone out the studio side door to get to that. Okay, so what I want to do then is I want to hunt through this and try and find where the midnight live stream was. So this is around where midnight was. I'm going to up the audio slightly because I need to be able to sync where the audio is. So I know that's where we were setting things up. In fact, I want to bring in, I'll get that in a bit. So yeah, that's Will setting up there.
Variations of
that's him talking.
Mounts. You've got cameras that are taking pictures.
Yeah.
Things that we weren't.
I'll make that a little bit louder. I don't know if you guys can hear this. I'm hoping that you can.
Going to be able to do and just try. Yeah, you want us to stand here? You guys are going live in 2 minutes. Great. Take this, and this way to get Mount lost. Okay.
When you're done, come around and stand here.
Oh no, sorry, real speed.
Why aren't you playing?
To Antarctica.
There we go. That's where he starts the live stream. So if I find that and I mute that. Ooh, where am I going?
Welcome to
If I just turn the volume down here, I just need to make sure they're synced up.
Welcome to Antarctica. So great to see everybody.
There we go. So this is the midnight live stream, but the audio that you're hearing is from the 360 camera.
Glacier. And so the question is, obviously everyone can see that it is
super bright behind me.
So
the question is the sun still up at midnight? Or
is this a
coffee cup caustic?
Or
a reflection?
The only thing is, for some reason, the audio seems to be...
To see everybody. Super excited that we're live streaming. And go different directions all the time. So thank you, honey, for that. She always gets to.
So what I'm hoping, what I'm thinking is that I can set it up so that I can have like this playing here, maybe. And then I can put that over here. Whatever the live streams are, I can put up there. And then I'll also have tunes.
It's been a pleasure actually being able to. We're going to hear all beyond incredible with what they've done with
So
Mr. Dave McKeegan, all the way.
So that's the second part. This is the first then. So I can throw this in. I want to mute those. Put the audio for that. Just while that's loading. Going to catch up quickly on some super chats. Fletcher Boy, $5. Late Fee, Hi Rusty and Dave. Thank you very much. Wily Coyote for $5. I think it's interesting how Flat Earth think it's easier to debunk TFE than explain how a 24-hour sun works on a flat Earth. The funniest bit I find for that is that, because I heard it a couple of times, especially from Vlad, and he was saying, like, it doesn't matter. The 24-hour sun doesn't matter to flat Earth. It's irrelevant. And to which I'm thinking, if it was irrelevant, you wouldn't have spent 11 months kind of having meltdowns trying to argue that it's fake. Is how I would portray it. It's like if someone came up to you and said, I don't know, I've got a video of you doing something embarrassing. And they said, I'm gonna share it with everyone. And you said, yeah, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't bother me. It's not that embarrassing. I don't care. But please don't. And then do everything in your power to try and avoid it. You're like, they don't add up. If it really didn't make a difference to flat Earth, you'd have just gone, yeah, okay, so what? Doesn't matter. Or you'd have gone, okay, there'll be a way to explain it. But they can't. And they know they can't, which is why they either completely avoid it or they do everything they can to try and discredit it.
There was something that, just so that no matter where we, all the way to Antarctica,
Where's
of the songs where they can buy it.
this tune got the camera faced the wrong way? This could be fun.
I said, hey, we made that, we created that, we didn't want to have any copyright. Helped us get here. We landed, our plane landed on.
So again, this is the audio just from from Toon's GoPro at the moment, so I can't even see what's going on.
The trip would be canceled. Filmed somewhere else in the world.
Oh, there goes me trying to line up some photos.
Go ahead and tell me things that weren't going to be.
Ah, there I am taking some more pictures.
Welcome to Antarctica.
All right, there's the welcome to Antarctica. That's like the basically where I'm aiming for with all of these. So if I
Welcome to. Welcome.
no, I didn't want to do that. I want to do that. That looks like the right sound patterns.
Welcome to Antarctica.
So that is Tunes GoPro there, which must be over here somewhere. And then he must come and turn that. There. So here's a litmus test to make sure I'm on the right lines with this.
6 videos actually had a score to them, and he made
Yes.
that music. So we've had people ask us for the name and the artist of the song so they can buy it. And I said, hey, we made that, we created that. We didn't want to have any copyrighted. Next, we got Abe Rush.
There's Toon coming towards the
So
camera.
our first 5 videos,
And there's Toon going towards the camera.
he did an incredible job.
About to turn the camera.
Have ideas.
As if by magic, they fit. Who'd have thought? Shocking, I know. Dr. Nimrod has been a fan of Rusty for 1 month. Yeah, just brought a massive green sheet to CGI everything onto. Don't lie, we know the truth. They told us. Yes, it was a very big screen. It was several thousand miles wide. It was an absolute bitch to fit on the plane, I can tell you that much. And then the legend that is Emma for €10. For Rusty, he's doing all the work here. He is. Look at him. How could we cope without this? So I'm trying to think what the best way to try and display this would be. Everything to fit. Oop, didn't want to make that too big. Make these a bit smaller, maybe. Problem is with the 360 cameras, the everything's so obviously so small in the frame to be able to see. I also can't make it too big because I'm going to potentially have a second 360 camera pairing up as well. If and when I can get hold of that thing, I might reach out to Toon and see if he's got a way of sending me this. Because, like I said, I downloaded the other ones and they work just fine. But for some reason, problem is trying to download a 360 video. Trying to download a regular video off YouTube's easy enough, but the 360 cameras, when you try and download a 360, it only downloads you like just the regular window that you see, but then stuck in one direction, so you can't see the rest of it, which is a bit of a nuisance. Right, so that is DJI 29. Oh, it was a DJI. I'm not going insane. He didn't have a GoPro, which means that must have ran straight through. There. I'm thinking this would be like, if you've seen the video where I synced up the entire ISS spacewalk, kind of something similar to that. But obviously us in Antarctica for 24 hours. And then I did have an idea that I thought for the anniversary of TFE, I could do a live stream with this, just this finished video of everything paired up, and just play it for 24 hours. Like, we literally relived the whole thing. But that would involve me staying up for 24 hours, and unfortunately the 14th, 15th lies in the middle of the week, where I'll be a little bit busy. But
it's difficult to see screens, as Dave already mentioned. But we.
And then I'm assuming he's kept these running. Into 31. So yes, my plan here is to have the two 360 cameras. Oh, in fact, I need to get my 360 camera into this lot as well, don't I? So the three 360 cameras, two in real-time video, one as a very slow time lapse. Every piece of every live stream that we did, every piece of video footage that I shot. Because you'll obviously then see me walking around taking all of these. The photos that I took, I mean, I'll show you this is just everything, but so this is the JPEGs folder where I've just edited up some of the photos, but then here's the raw folder, which is where I was then taking like lots of photos. So like these are the photos of whilst the live stream's being hosted. So during this whole video, then you will then be able to see me walking around snapping these photos whilst the stream is going on. Obviously, I didn't snap those ones. I gave the camera to Toon. But yeah, to then be able to show like where I walked off behind the camera during the live stream for this. So this was literally like TFE under the midnight sun, and then a bit later on, and Toon's live streaming through Solar Midnight. So I want to pair all of these together. Here are the photos that I walked off down the path to get. So from zoom in your bugger. It's not working. Oh, now I've broke everything. So I walked off down this path a little bit, and it was somewhere over here to then take the shots that make that panorama. And do you know what's really annoying? Is only after I'd had the conversation with Flat Earth Reconnaissance that I suddenly realized something that I should have worked out long beforehand as clear proof that we can't have been in an LED studio, right? And the daft thing is, it's sitting right there on the freaking wall behind me. Because they're arguing we were inside a studio and the sun is being projected on the studio wall. All right. It's a reach, but it's hypothetical. But that would mean all of the cameras and everything that we had there were all inside the studio filming the LED screens as well. Except when I shot this for artistic effect, I stopped the lens right down to like f22 to get a stonking great big starburst. You don't get a starburst if you photograph a picture of the sun on a screen. The fact that the bleeding shot, the panorama on the wall behind me has got a starburst, just that alone debunks the idea that we were shooting an LED studio, and I cannot believe that it's taken me 11 months to suddenly realize that. I was just sat there, and I was looking at the photo, and I thought, it's fucking right there as well. And I'm like, there's a bloody starburst. You can't get a starburst from a screen. Like if I pulled up the 360 footage and then I got my camera and tried to take a picture of it with a really small aperture, you just get a really dim circle. You don't get a starburst effect. You need an actual light source to get the starburst. So yeah, had I realized that at the time, but it was only afterwards I was looking at the picture and I thought, I cannot believe I'd never even twigged that, because it's just second nature to me. So yeah, somewhere within all of this lot, I'd need to go through and note the timestamps, but the timestamps are all out of whack because I never changed the time settings on my camera. I never do. So the two cameras that I've got, the solar camera, the one I use for the solar photography, which is on the shelf back there, and then the other camera that I use for taking these pictures, which is the one that's currently set up filming Rusty, they're actually on different times because they just one got, I think one got set up for ADHD's tripping that after Dave put the. I do apologize, Cesar. I will put it back on the wall for you. I won't put it back on the wall and knock the pin out. I'm hoping that's straight, or level, or horizontal, or whatever word you want to use for it. What was it saying? Come on. Can't remember. Got distracted now. Something not relevant. Oh yeah, time zones. So my cameras are all set up at different times, but in theory, if I can find myself where I start taking some of these pictures and note what time I took it, I should be able to then use that, just jump that amount of time between each shot in the video, and that should be there or thereabouts, to be able to sync them up. And same again with the video footage. So some of these, obviously when we arrived at the main camp, and then we arrived at halfway point and then got started setting up. So where I start filming all these little bits of video, like here, where I'm then literally filming the 360 camera, showing, you know, that what the camera is actually filming in real time right there. You'll be able to see me on the 360s going up to the camera and filming that, and putting everything together in one big go, and then send that to Flat Earth Reconnaissance and see how much of a meltdown he has. So yeah, should be fun. Where am I at here? So
Just do a slow all the way around. All right, we're gonna. Okay, we're just gonna do one more spin here, nice and.
I want to see. Let's try and get this to work. Oh yeah, so this is what I wanted to find as well, and actually, funnily enough, debunk something else. So, in amongst my photos, you will see not those, not those. Here. So these photos. In fact, let me find the JPEG as it's a little easier to bring up and show you. So this is obviously fairly recognizable. This was when the sun was sort of to the north of where we were. And I walked over to sort of the outer edge of where the packed ice was, the packed down snow. So this is one of Will's 360s there. There's mine and the solar camera, and then his other 360, I think, is off to the left. But then I happened up on, in hunting through the 360, happened upon a little segment here, which is where you see me walking over to take those photos. And what I especially noticed is I'm leaving footprints, and then I nearly sink into the bleeding snow because I went from the packed down bit into the soft stuff. So yeah, it's it was definitely sort of soft underfoot in places, that's for sure. But obviously just over here, where it had been trodden down a lot more, it wasn't so much. But so obviously Dubé decided he was only going to focus on that part rather than the bigger picture. So I want to see if I can get my time lapse to pair up with this. So I'm going to shift those up out of the way and bring this in. Don't need the audio because there is none. So this is my time lapse, but obviously it's 25 minutes. So one frame every 2 seconds, and I think Will's must be shooting at 30 a second. Not sure it's actually going to tell me. Could do with knowing. We'll see. Right, let's stretch this to... What's 1% going to be? 24 hours. Oh, it ain't going to go to... Okay, let's cut that down. Slow it to 1%. And see if I can get these to pair up. So, from memory, my 360 I set up before Will's cameras. Oh no, it wasn't. I moved it. I had mine set up, and then I needed to move it. So you should actually be able to see me. Somewhere in this. I'm pretty sure I moved that tripod. Yeah. That's it. There's me moving the tripod. So that should be somewhere around about there. And then what I need to do is find a reference marker So that is the midnight stream with Witsit. There's Toon. And there's me. So let's say there. That's the point where Toon's walking into the midnight live stream. If I now go to the midnight live stream and find the bit where Toon comes in, which is there.
Incredible.
Over to MC
The camp here.
Why are they not synced up? Why is Toon up to the stream? Oh, bloody frame rates are different. Must be. I think the streams are in different frame rates to the videos, which means that they'll drop out of sync. Well, that's a ball ache.
Of Union Glacier. And so the question is, obviously everyone can...
So, are they right at the start?
Welcome to Antarctica.
Oh no, sorry, real speed. Sure. It says start.
Oh no, if I move the bloody files. That must be where he speaks.
Welcome.
There. It's alright. It's just me screwing everything up. Panic over.
Welcome to Antarctica. So great to see everybody.
Okay, so we'll try that again. So here is where Toon is coming in. Right, there's where Toon comes in. So that's the marker that I'm aiming for. And I need this bit to line up with this bit. So basically what I need to do is fiddle with the frame, the speed of the video until I get those to line up. And then when I do, is that not going to let me? How long do I want that video to be? I want that to be... Where am I at there? 3:05, 27, 17 seconds shorter. Oh, 41. Bloody missed. Guessing I meant 42 then. 43. What are you doing? $42 it is then. Well, that's as close as I'm getting. So now if I stretch that out, these two should be roughly linked up with each other. There is moi und tun. And there is moi und tun. Who'd have funked it? I could probably put the other one in as well. Because I recorded two 360s. I had it set up and I started it recording, and then I think Will was worried that I'd put my 360 camera too close to the solar camera, and so as the sun had swung, as the sun had gone round, or as we had rotated round so that the sun was in line with my 360 camera and the solar camera would have potentially blocked the view. So he asked if I'd move the 360 camera back slightly. Had to just, you know, make it clear that the sun wasn't actually going around us, because you know what flat earthers are like. Set up. Where are you? I really should organize this folder. I've got, there it is. One of those time lapses is in one folder and one's in another for some reason. So there is the other time lapse. That's at 1.64 times. So 1.64. And there was me trying to set the mount up. This was me trying to align the equatorial camera mount to a celestial pole that I couldn't actually see because it was daylight. That's what I was actually doing, whereas some flat earthers who couldn't tell their arse from their elbow seem to think that it was a tripod. So is that where I... Yeah, that's where I stopped it. So that goes there, that goes there. So I can now have... Maybe I'll reorganize it and have the 360s down here. Or maybe I just need a bigger bloody frame. I might squash the 360s a little bit to get them to fit. So I could have those there, and then these I would have one maybe there. Put the DJIs up there. And then I think if I'm setting it up something like this, a nice background would go well. You know, something to just really drive it home. Put a bit of blur on that, make it look like it's in the distance. Fade it slightly.
Never in a million years did I think that
Simon for 5CHF, after you've synced all the videos, you can run mocap and then render the whole thing in 3D and do virtual flybys. That may be one I'd have to look into. I'm not familiar with that, but that sounds fun. Mason 183, £5. Have you seen the latest vid from Theo Joe about how to handle content thieves? I've not. In fact, was it you that messaged? I did see an email pop through. Somebody, I'm sure I've heard the name Theo Joe. I think this is regarding, by the way, for anyone not aware, the TikTok thief who has been taking my videos and then made a TikTok account impersonating me and uploading my TikTok videos to that account, you know, making out like they're me. There has actually been some progress with that. TikTok doing precisely bugger all about it, but I obviously made the videos and the live streams highlighting it. Some people have been constantly commenting all over their videos, pointing out that they're not actually me and linking to the TikTok channel that I've now made to make it clear that it's me. So, and I also, in my latest videos, what I've taken to doing is, because I also now have a TikTok channel and I put the videos up on TikTok, I render the video first, without any TikTok mentions in there, so I can make TikTok clips from that original. But then the version that I upload to YouTube, I will put TikTok banners occasionally just scattered throughout the video, showing my TikTok channel, thinking if anybody then nicks it and copies it, they're going to also be showing my TikTok banner, which they have been doing. The channel in question has, in the later videos that they've been stealing, it's been showing my banner, showing my TikTok channel. They've clearly taken note of it because they've now changed the name of the TikTok channel. So it's no longer Dave McKeegan. It's now user something or other. And they've changed it to say that they're a Dave McKeegan fan. They're a fan of my work. They're a fan of me. So they've proceeded to continue stealing my material without my permission, knowing full well that they don't have my permission, and blocked me as well, which, you know, is the sign of a true fan, I think. But either which way, I have noticed, amusingly, that since they've changed their channel name from being impersonating me to making it kind of clear that they're not actually me, they have not been getting anywhere near the increase in followers that they were getting. Like, Previously, I'd go on every couple of days and see the channel, and they'd have gained like another 100+ followers. They've had barely any in the past couple of weeks that I've noticed, whereas my channel has actually been growing seemingly at a faster rate. So it's not an ideal solution. They're still stealing my content, but it's now much clearer that they're not me, and they are also helping to advertise my actual TikTok channel. So it's winner. It's a win, I suppose. Turtle moves £2. Your photo looks flat to me. No, I beg to differ. It's about that deep, so it's still 3-dimensional. Where am I at? What am I doing? Right. So, DJI videos. In fact, I can't remember. Did I take... I want to see what I've videoed here, so I think that's Will setting up for the live stream. This is also set up for the live stream. Not quite sure why that video has decided to go sideways. So these are the fun ones now. These are the I say fun, trickier ones that are going to be a case of I can take these little clips now. That was a mistake one.
Talked on the phone and emailed, but we've never met in person. So I went to the operations office and met with David.
So I can take all these little clips that I've shot, and this one, which is again TFE under the midnight sun, which I think that was towards the end of the live stream because Toons put his coat on and Jaren's pointing over at me, so I should be able to find this bit somewhere in the live stream. So I'm going to keep an eye on... That's where Lisbeth was. Yeah, there's Tooney put his coat on.
We all have something in common, which is we desire truth more than popularity, and that's what this takes.
Yeah, there I am. And yeah, there. And somewhere over there. So this is going to be, can I find that bit is the question. I think Jaren pointing is probably a good marker. There we are. It's amazing how all this just works. And this for me is kind of the thing with putting all this together, is for any flat earther that wants to turn around and say we faked it. This is not a case of we'd fake one video or we'd fake one 24-hour video. This is 3 360s plus live streams plus all the other video. And there's one word I think they're going to overlook that I'm hoping this highlights: continuity. which is if we'd rendered each of these videos and we'd made like AI generated versions each video, there would be continuity errors between every single one. And yet here I am, I can just pick a random spot in one of the video clips that I've shot, and I can find it in every other video as well. So take that. Ah, didn't want to do that. Why did I do that? I wanted to do that. There's Jer. No, there's Jaron pointing.
We're gonna. We're just gonna do one more spin here, nice and slow. You can see the backdrop, the incredible mountains, all of our camera gear.
And then is that me? Finished? I think I was over there behind Will. So yes, this is my idea for a long, arduous project of let's go through 24 hours worth of video and sync every single thing that I can find up. But that one clip is going to be very useful for me because that was taken at according to my camera, where the time was on my camera, 4:46 a.m. December 15th. So if I use that as a benchmark now for my A7 IV camera, I can find every other clip that I shot. So let's see, just as a test, I've got a clip here that I shot at 3:23 that is Jonathan checking his camera. So that one's 3. I need to make a note of this. Keep hold of me timestamps. So that's 3:23:42, and the one that I've just put in place is 4:46:48, which is 1 hour 23 before this point. So that's 3:27. So 1 hour 43 before would be about 45 minutes, I think. Can't do the maths quick enough in my head. Where did I say? 60, 83, 7 minus should be 2 hours on the nose-ish. Apparently. If my maths is right, and it's probably not. So, there is Jonathan's camera. And there is Jonathan. Anyone able to do the freaking maths for me here? Because I can't figure this one out. My head's up the wall. I've been up since 4:30, by the way, just in case you're wondering. 46. So, 1 hour 23:06. Okay, and that's at 3:27:04. Hour 23. Yeah, 2 hours. That should be right. What the freaking hell my head's going? So aha! Yep, there he is. So he's now going checking his camera, and I seem to recall I grabbed my camera. And then, yeah. So that's him getting ready to check his camera. And there's me talking to CT. And then there's me with the A7 IV. And there's Jonathan. In fact, is that me getting the video of him? Is that just really, because it's a really weird angle, because it's a 360 camera and I'm shooting past it. That could well be. Yeah, that's it. So Roger, whatever happened to the documentary? It's apparently in the final stages. I asked Jonathan where it's at. He said he was I think he's basically just getting a few people to have a last look over. I think he wanted Will just to have a look at it and make sure he was happy with it. And he's got, I think they're trying to work out how it's going to get, what sort of distribution plan they're going to have. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully shouldn't be much longer. So there's Jonathan. And
another right there. Yeah.
checking his camera. So the marker I'm going to go for this. I always just try and find like a key point and put as a marker. So I'm going to say like there, where he grabs the top of his camera. Then I just need to go here and find. There he is. So he's holding his hat. No, he does that. He's holding his hat. There. So if I've got those lined up. No, they don't match up. Oh, I know why. Because that's my time lapse, which is frame rate's not entirely accurate. There I am, filming that whilst that's going on. Ah! And then I step back and I'm filming. So I recognize what I did next. I was filming, which if you watched the debate with Flat Earth Reconnaissance, I did this where I was looking at the back of the solar camera and moving to get the sun going behind it. I did it purely for artistic purposes. I didn't realize that it would wind up getting used for explaining to somebody how light works. But then, yeah, I'm crouched down there trying to get about there, I think it would be. That time lapse is definitely slightly off, which is annoying, but I can work with it. So yeah, how is everyone enjoying this mind-numbingly long project that I've set for myself? But how cool will it be to be able to have, bearing in mind I'm also going to have the other 360 camera when I get that working. I'll set that up here. And so I can have live streams and every piece of video footage. In fact, Toon's DJIs are probably covering some of this as well. To just have everything for a 24-hour period from all the different cameras playing all at once. So I'm just trying to have a look in the chat. Are you trying to debate, Max? Hi, Max, by the way. Also, Max, did somebody... I thought I heard somebody say they wanted to... somebody mentioned Rusted Soul wants to talk to me, but I don't know whether that's the case or not. I don't know if you've spoken to her. What am I doing? Dick Wayne, but he's scared. Oh, he's always scared. Mr. Wayne's like a little Yorkshire Terrier. He comes bounding in, really excited, looking for attention, and then he yaps and yaps and yaps, and then he just buggers off. Right. So 28, is that going to be... Oh, would you look at that? That must be Austin when he didn't have the Wi-Fi. I'm going to, because presets. Does this give me any decent presets for DJI? Because Toon's footage is a wee bit dark. Or do I just brighten it up myself? Because it should all be much of a bleeding muchness. It's all shot in log footage. Or looks like log type, so... How does that look? That needs to go a bit brighter, I think. Trying to make them all look roughly the same. That looks okay. Oh, go away. I don't want to do what? I don't know. I ballsed up that one then. Yes, I have. Reset that. Paste that. Yep, that'll be Austin without the Wi-Fi. It'd look a bit strange just walking around Antarctica, just talking into a phone with nobody there, wouldn't it? So this must be... Does that run one into the other again? And why is that not as bright as that? Oh, hang on. Go away. Remove. Leave those where they are. Do that. Paste. Just those. Okay, so... It's a bit of a nightmare as well. I was having so much of an arseache with Toon's DJI videos because he put them all on Dropbox. I had the link for the Dropbox, but Dropbox is seemingly shit. I was trying to download them, except when I download, when I tried to download them, one, they're all 4K. Like 16 gig video files, so they take a while to download at the best of times. And then I tried doing it where I thought I'll just put them all to download overnight. I'll just start them all, but for some reason, like they'll all start downloading And then it seems to be if one of them starts, it triggers all of them to just stop wherever they're at. So it tells you they've downloaded, they've completed the downloads, but when you actually try to open any of them, half of them are incomplete files. So you end up having to then delete and start again. So you're trying to then download them one at a time, basically, which isn't ideal. But thankfully, he then sent me a link to this archive that the archive.org that he's uploaded them to. Or he's uploaded most of them to archive and all of them to Dropbox. So I've got some of them that are 4K files that I've already downloaded. And then on archive, you can still download the 4K, but I don't really need 4K because I'm only putting them like as a small box up here. But it gives you an option of like a lower quality one. So I thought that'll do for me for just for downloading them. But now it means I've got some that are small video files and some that are huge resolutions, so I need to try and match them all up as well. Right, so I need to now know, does this run one straight into the other, or is there a jump? That appears to be a jump. That is because I've cut the bloody video, that's why. Well done, Dave. Right, so that should be where they fit. I'm going to put that up there. Okay, so that is still... I'm just... They're not in the same place, but... So yeah, I want to piece all these together and just have a monumentally long video that I can then use to make... I want to make this a video that is, like I say, just highlighting the ridiculous position that Flat Earth has now managed to put itself in, that you've got this much evidence and all they can say is, well, that could be faked because I need it to be faked, basically, is the position that they're now in. So that is DJI 28, sorry, which means 27 should hopefully run with it as well. Derek the Dullard, £5. Buy Rusty some treats for me. I shall. Rusty, you're being sent treats. Say hi to everybody. No, not to me, to them. Oh, go on then, Billy Rubs. Just make him a little bit bigger. There you go. You can see him better now as well. And then Janos Takas for 1,024 huffs. Insta360 records accelerometer data. You could overlay every footstep on the video if you need. I have Python script to extract from the original. That is an option, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I need to try and fix this. Get this other bloody video that Toon did, or at least get it from YouTube, see if I can get it to work. The problem I've got is the audio doesn't... I don't know why. I think it's... I think it's because it's YouTube and possibly with the compression, the way it compresses it. So the 24-hour video that I rendered, bearing in mind I rendered the original Insta files, the sound by the end of the video, by the end of like 25 hours, the sound is a couple of seconds delayed from the video. It's like the refraction of a frame per second difference. So after like 25 hours of recording, they've just drifted slightly out of sync, which I could easily fix on that one. But when I then split them into 3 and uploaded them to YouTube and then download from YouTube, the audio's like way delayed. So I think, I don't know if that would cause any problems with it, whether they've just, for whatever reason, there's might work okay with the originals, although I think, I can't remember if I scrapped the originals or not. I did have so Toon gave me these he brought hard drives, spare hard drives for a load of people. So those are all the solar, I've had to label them all. Those are all the solar photographs, the from the solar camera, and I still have the SD cards with both of those as well. So I've got like 4 backups of those. That drive is all the ones from Punta Arenas, and then that is Antarctica, and I thought I had a drive. Ah, I do have a drive. I know where I put it. It's in my bleeding hard drive. It's in my computer. Camera 1. Oh no, I cleared it because I started trying to put. I don't think I have the original Instas anymore from Will. I had them, and then I think I cleared them after I'd made the original. After I made that full 1 file render. So, because I was trying to then get Toon's 360 to pair up with the time lapse that Will shot, from the 2 separate camps. So yeah, I don't have the Insta files anymore for that time lapse. I've only got the already rendered file, which then probably hasn't got the accelerometer data in anymore. What a bastard. Yeah, where am I at? So I'm just curious now. It's just a fun little thing to see how well all these sync up. So, where's that sound file gone? There. You know, the daft thing is, flat earthers could have done this. They've had 11 months to do this. So, again, this should be they could have paired up every single piece of video and see that they all fit. Instead, we have, oh, there's a couple of pixels on this video that seem out of place, so therefore the whole thing's fake. Not, should we have a look at the other videos as well and see, does it all happen at the same time? Because that's the one I'm curious about when they talk about the stitch line. in the sky, which, funnily enough, I asked, or I went to check, because I'm sure they found that stitch line thing in my 25-minute 360 time lapse. And because I'm sure I'd seen mention of that happening before the real-time videos went live. So I'm sure they found it on my one. And I know they found it roughly off to the west of where we were. And you have to zoom right into the sky. Well, I've been through that video on YouTube and zoomed into the sky, and I can't seem to find where that stitch line even is. But they're arguing that that stitch line is the edge of the studio, even though, given that would put it like way up in the sky and way off in the distance, that is a monumentally big building anyway. But then an easy test would have been go and look at Will's cameras and do the same stitch lines appear in the same place on those. Because if those lines in the sky aren't there on one camera but they are on the other, don't add up. If they appear but they're in different places, that points to something to do with YouTube, not the edge of a building. Right, where am I at here? So, again, I'm assuming it's handy that at least Toon had these cameras running back to back. So that means, should that be about there? Yeah, there we go. As if by magic. There is me filming Mirandy. Amazing. So that's handy, at least, that Toon had his camera just running pretty much non-stop that whole time, because it means that at least it's just every video is back to back with each other rather than trying to sort of sync them all up. So let's get 25 and 26 in, which are the earliest that I've got, I think. Or is it? In fact, which one's that? That's 27. No, that's 27. Why did I just put those? Or did I not copy them in? I mustn't have copied them. Let's get those in. Yeah, 24 appears to be when we're just arriving and setting up, so I don't know if... I think he might have stopped it for a while he set up, I don't know. We shall see. to there, that to there. No, go away. Copy. Paste those. Okay, so we stopped the camera. Right, so I'm going to have to find where these are. Doesn't appear to be a separation there, but is there anything that gives a clue? So Scott setting up the barrels is a good reference marker for that, which he sets up around there. So here he is, Scott the absolute bleeding legend. So that's where he stacks. One on the other. So we'll put a marker there.
I got like 5 of them. So it's so bright out here to like be able to like.
No, I was going to take pictures with the solar filter. You got that right there, right? Yep.
So those should be there or thereabouts. Synced up with each other.
I was maybe gonna go dump it over there, because we want to build it up, right?
In fact, that was me checking the camera as well. I'm just being finicky and making sure that they're as close to frame perfect as I can get. So that one should now be synced. And so should that one. Okay, let's get some more of these ones. So does this end with...
So we're swapping out?
Yeah, what's the number first?
So that's 31. And then I've got 32, which is Toon. Yeah, so I think Toon stopped the camera and then set it back up again for when he was doing his live stream. So I'm going to find the start of his live stream. In fact, I need to re-download that live stream because I'm pretty sure it didn't work. So, where is his? Flat Earth Destruction Guaranteed was, I believe, what he called it. Oh, there was Toon's debate with Brian's Logic. You know, I've not seen much of Brian's Logic for a while. I don't know where he's got to. Maybe he's finally come to his senses. Who knows? Right. Yeah, Toon was streaming for nearly 3 hours, so there should be a fun one to try and pair up his live stream with his GoPro footage, and then I was also grabbing little clips throughout as well. But I'm probably just going to, because what we are now, it's 11:30. 11:30, I've been going for 2 hours. So I'm probably just gonna try and marry up the live stream, find the GoPros, the DJIs, stick them all together, and then call this a night. Methinks I will carry on with this at another point. What's going on? No idea. Trying to keep an eye on the chat, but there's arguing by the looks of it. Seems pretty standard. Right, where was Toon's stream? So that appears to be him setting it all up. Of course he's got no freaking coat on. The Minnesota Madhead.
Shirt.
Alright, no worries. I just didn't
10 seconds. Perfect. Very happy. Welcome everybody to everybody.
Ah,
Welcome everybody to
right, I'll go with out there where he sticks his hands up. That seems like a good reference. So there we go. 95-minute intro. Right, that'll be him saying welcome.
Hold on. Where'd you go?
No. Oh, I'm on mute, that's why.
Hold on.
Welcome.
Let's just turn that down a bit.
Everybody.
Still too loud.
To Midnight Sun. Midnight Sun.
Yeah, the audio's slightly out of alignment.
Welcome everybody to Midnight Sun.
But I'm more bothered about the video than the audio, I think. So let's just see where we're at with getting that lined up.
Welcome everybody to Midnight Sun. Midnight Sun.
Okay, so grabs his head. Ear warmers there. There we go. Okay, so that's synced up there. Like I said, audio seems to be slightly out with the video. Well, it's not too much of a concern. I can just hop between them when needed. So
Could have had my
I didn't check on CT. Could be in the chair again.
We caught CT sleeping. He's just sitting in the chair. Joel, I looked for the sun 45.
see, I think they're at slightly different frame rates as well, possibly. So I need a good reference marker. Is where we moved, I think. Need to find something distinguishable in this video. Problem is, there's no clear end to this. It's just when it cuts out. Oh, I come back in there, that'll help. There, he puts his hood up. Okay. Oh no, he's putting his hood up. It's just the freaking sound's gone. And then, for all who wonder, yeah, his bloody stream cut out because of Starlink.
Randomly epics as well. I love it. It's spinning.
So yeah, his stream cut out, and he's carry on talking to himself.
I don't see me.
So. Right. I need his... Oh, Mr. E-Man gifts 5 memberships as well. Thank you very much. So we have 5 more fans of the Sleepy Furball. And let's find where he set up the DJI as well and try and put all those together. So God, its intro goes on.
Right here. In the middle of the night. The sun being. This is crazy. Weird.
Seems like everyone's working fine. You want to check your filter?
Right. Slightly out of sync with each other. Sound and the video. You get the picture.
So we were down on the beach capturing the stars. Tune.
So I then need 33, 34, 35, 36, 37 are all definitely his live streams. So I'm hoping I can just drop these in. No, of course I can't because it's put them in a bleeding backwards arse order. 36, 37, then roll them back. But they are all at least the same resolution, so I should just be able to go there.
Right, you pick a time.
No, it's those mountains. Oh yeah, that is
Fire those mountains.
Why are you all out of whack?
And yeah, get the picture.
Am I missing something? I mean, clearly I am. The question is what? Because those should be. Just leading one into the other. That's where I'm pointing. There. But then in the stream, I'm pointing there. So it appeared to be a few seconds out.
Urgent message for me from the wolf pack. Yes.
Put your sunglasses on. They say UV is good.
That's true. I can't read.
That's true. I can't read.
I'll try reading.
There we are. There is the voice of Toon echoing throughout Antarctica announcing that he can't read. So 38, he's moved that by the looks of it. Oh, yeah. So he did anyway. That's way right. Oh, did he go and get the camera? Oh yeah, he must have done. Yeah, the bloody frame rates are slightly out. I'm gonna have to change them. I've had this before. It's like if something records in like, I've had it before where I've set one thing to record in like 24 frames a second and one's in 25, and you get a very gradual drift. So you've got to adjust the frame rates to align them back with each other, which is a nightmare. But the things we do to show people wrong. Okay, I'm gonna put the brakes on things there. I think that is.
What is going on? What is going on? Is my video?
Yeah. So all the sound and everything slightly drifting out with each other. So I'm gonna need. There's gonna be a fair bit to try and push those all back together. But, and obviously that is only quite a short period at the moment. I've then got the green screen stream that we did. Somewhere in amongst this, I think CT was on the phone. Might have been in that lot, in the gap between Toon going live and Will's midnight stream. I think CT was live, so I'll find the gap for that. The drone one I need to piece in there as well, which has got the video from, so there's
This live stream here
this
from
one,
Antarctica. I'm
which,
live in Antarctica right here. Look at this. We've got
so Toon shot this, and he's obviously walking around the various different cameras as well, whilst Will is streaming. But then you'll also know Mark Herman's there filming, and the video that he shot is online. There I am, and I've also was capturing there the drone footage.
I've never had to fly it and launch this here real quick.
So all of these I can then piece in one go as well. Plus another fun one that I'm looking forward to finding, but again, I just need to go through it all and work it out. At one point, I shot this, where I was just walking behind Jonathan, and we were walking along the path for a bit. But I'm particularly looking forward to finding that on here, because we were walking along here, and then it bends, so it runs straight there, and then it bends slightly to the left, so you head over this way. We walked down there because they told us the Twin Otter, one of the Twin Otters, was coming into land, so we walked down to film it. So I actually walked. This is not from halfway point, this is from a trek back up the path that yeah, I recorded this Twin Otter coming in to land, and disappearing from view, quite incredibly. So somewhere, I'm just curious, can I find it? That was, I shot that Twin Otter coming in at, in fact, when did I shoot Morandi? 21:03. And him doing his camera was 3:23. So that is 3 a.m. 3:30 in the morning to 9 p.m. is 18 hours, 17 and a half. I might not have the length on the video to find that. I'd have to go to 19 and a bit. Aha, there we were. There is I walking behind Jonathan.
But yeah, and like another thing I'll say, bro, is that it is gonna happen on both sides. But like,
We were way off down here. I think Jonathan stopped to set up. I carried on going a bit further. And then, yeah, somewhere that might be the Twin Otter coming in, because you can hear the audio. the audio spike there.
Nathan, you.
Oh no, sorry. That would be Where Are the Guns? Is that it? Oh yeah, that'll be it. Apologies everyone, I think I'm just deafening you all. Let me just turn that down a bit. Oh, there's one. I think one took off and one landed. Apologies if I've just deafened you all. I was trying to keep it down. Anyway, I'm gonna call that. Yeah. It's only the start of what is a long project, but a project that I think that will be well worth it in the end to have the entirety of TFE, the 24-hour period, everything all synced up from all the cameras, being able to play all at once, to then turn around to flat earthers and go, okay, now you're not just talking about how do you fake one video, this is how are you faking all these different videos all at the same time, all shot from different angles, different perspectives. You've got my cameras that are going in and out of focus when I'm filming things. I've got pictures that I'm taking, and yeah. The Twin Otters wasn't as bad as McToon suddenly saying, Nathan. Yeah, sorry about that. I just saw the peak in the audio, and I figured that must be the Twin Otter landing. I forgot that was right about the same time, literally just as I'd kind of, after we'd got back from filming the Twin Otters, the famous Where Are the Guns kicked off. So now that we've just ticked over midnight and Rusty is as energetic as ever, I'm going to wrap things up. One last super chat there. Claire Celestines, $10, says, a truth nobody can deny. Rusty is measured to be a good boy. Thanks for all that you do. Thank you very much, Claire. Although I'm not sure if you're thanking me or Rusty Boy here. He's broken again. Oh, you are awake. Right. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. And yeah, I know it wasn't exactly the most entertaining of streams, all in all, but hopefully it was interesting, at least, to see the various footage that we've got, and obviously how it can all be pieced together and line up just as though they were all there at the same time, all shooting at the same time, and not CGI rendered. So, yeah, thank you, everyone, and I will be back. Should have a video out on Wednesday, which will be addressing some of the conspiracies regarding the moon landings and people saying NASA have admitted in interviews that they never went to the moon. So yeah, and then I'm going to be working on a video that is linked to what you've just been watching, where I'm going to be going through the batshit insane excuses that flat earthers are throwing out for TFE in the level of cope that they're bringing in, and not for the purpose of trying to convince those flat earthers that they're wrong, because if you're to the point now where you're looking at all of this footage and how it all fits together perfectly, just like a giant jigsaw, and there's no continuity errors, and hang on, why is like one person in this video and they're not in this video, and why does everything not fit up? If you're going to be able to look at all that and go, well, it could be faked, you're beyond help, basically. But I do think that this needs to be shown to a wider audience for anybody else who's then going to start looking at flat Earth and thinking maybe there's something in this, to see the level of scrambling and the desperation from flat earthers. It just makes it so obvious to anyone that doesn't have flat tinted glasses that you know, the reason that they're in so much chaos is because TFE is a big problem to them. And, well, it's a big problem to flat Earth. And a lot of them know it. I think all of them know it. It's just some of them make a point of going, oh, well, we're going to stay clear of it. And we're just going to say, yeah, but measurements. In that they don't freaking understand measurements. But that's a topic for another day. Yeah. So, thanks, everyone. Take care. Have a great weekend. And I will see you in the next one.
Rusty sits atop his big red chair, casting out looks without a care. With his sidekick Dave close at hand, teaching us about the globe. Sunspots or the new space probe, the daring duo will make their stand. Rusty lies in his big red chair, belly rubs legs up in the air. It's a clever ruse to be sure. He may look sleepy, don't be deceived. Don't let your thoughts be preconceived. He can spring to life in a big red blur. Rusty has a nose for facts, a science-based directive. Battling conspiracy theories, a true canine detective. He can't be denied. So many have tried, so many have failed and ended up dejected, just like the fish John West rejected. So many of them to be corrected. Rusty sleeps in his big red chair, those floppy ears still here, I swear. He dreams of conspiracies to come. Dave leaves him be, he knows the score. It's action that this hound lives for, and his foes must all eventually succumb. Rusty has a nose for facts, a science-based directive. Battling conspiracy theories like a true canine detective. He can't be denied. So many have tried, so many have failed and ended up dejected, just like the fish John West rejected. So many of them to be corrected. Yeah, too